Man City lose, Arsenal win. This title race is already heating. Not playing, but there's definitely some interesting things to talk about in both of these games. But before getting into anything, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 250 before the month of August ends, so please help me get there. I appreciate you guys so much. Keep commenting, keep liking, keep watching, keep subscribing. Now, Man City Spurs. Man City Spurs is one of those games in the last 5 years has not really been as straightforward as I've always thought it would be, right? Man City are, of course, the better team historically, but Spurs always find a way to frustrate them, to beat them in the odd game. Last season, they beat them 4-0 at the Etihad. So going into this game, I saw, okay, Man City played exceptionally well against Wolves. Maybe not exceptionally well, but they played very well against Wolves. Spurs played very well against Burnley. But if I had to pick a team that performed better overall, I would say Man City. So going into this game, I'm expecting Man City to keep up that performance, to build upon that. Spurs, yes, still perform well, but if they're both at their best, Man City wins out. Imagine my surprise when Spurs win this game. And it wasn't like Spurs got lucky. Spurs played exceptionally well to win this game. The first goal, I saw a tweet. Someone said Brennan Johnson will play the worst game of football you've ever seen. And then just at the last moment, just end up back post and tap it in every single game. And he does this so many times. This guy is the most opportunistic winger in the Premier League, probably. He always finds his way at the end of crosses. He just gambles. Do that every single game of every single season. You might end up with 5-10 goals just by gambling. But that goal is impressive. But what impressed me more was the second goal. The press. The way that the Spurs aggressively attacked Trafford and that back line or Nico Gonzalez, that midfield, they attacked them. They're so strong. They're so powerful. They're so physical. Man City they don't strike me as a powerful team, right? Like Nico Gonzalez, yes, he's a good on the tackle, good, but he doesn't strike me as a powerful player. Like if I looked at Gonzalez and look at Palhinha, there's a difference there. If I look at what Sarr gives me versus what whoever else from Man City, Cherky, Bernardo, Gundogan, any of these guys, the only guy that really have with that engine is Reinders. But if you're putting up Reinders against Sarr, Bentancur, and Palhinha, he's not going to be able to hold his own against three guys like that, right? And it showed. This league, yes, Pep wants to do his little technical thing, play Turkey, do all this stuff. And I love Turkey. I want to see more of him. I want to see him every single game. Even though he might not play every game, I want to see him every single game. That's not going to work in the Premier League. You need strength. You need physicality. Not just fast players, but you need aggressive players, which is what Spurs have. Look at that back line. Van de Ven, Romero, aggressive players. Pedro Porro, yes, he might get done every now and then, but he's an aggressive... Jed Spence, quickly becoming one of my favorite fullbacks in the league. Aggressive, strong, quick. This is what Spurs have in abundance. And don't let me mention Kudus and Brennan Johnson, and even Richarlison, who's an aggressive player. They just have that all around the pitch. They press, and it's a silly... this playing out the back stuff is gone too far. It's too woke. You don't pass the ball to your penalty spot with your player facing you. With a player behind him, you can see a player is behind him, and you pass it to the foot that can get marked. Don't even pass it to his left foot where he has the opportunity to trap it and then pass it to the right back. You pass it to the wrong foot as well. He gets clattered, and it's Richarlison, great composure to just wait, let the keeper kind of dive at the ball, and then Palhinha sweeps it in. But Spurs pressed them exceptionally well. Spurs were exceptional in their press. They were strong in their press, and they played good football. Right? Man City could have scored goals. I understand that. Turkey's Haaland missed header. Haaland had a square pass to Turkey, and literally in the 6-yard box, he just overplays it. He plays that softly. That's a goal. That's 2 goals they could have easily scored right there. So it's not like Man City were outplayed, but it's a margins thing. Football is a margins thing, especially in the Premier League. It's all about margins. So Man City, I don't think it's a game where you can look at it and say, oh man, we can't win the league because of this game. But there are definitely some things in that game that stood out to me that I said are a bit worrying. how are they going to get stronger in the midfield? Even if Rodri comes back, he's going to lose his physicality. He's going to lose some pace. He's going to lose some quickness, right? The only thing you can rely on is that you dominate possession so much that having Rodri in there isn't really a liability off the ball, if that makes sense. But still, Man City are lacking that oomph, right? For all the technique that Oscar Bob and Doku and Foden and Turkey and all these guys bring in, you still need that oomph in the Premier League, and I think they're missing that. And it might cost them the title this season. That's why I don't have them winning the title, but I think that's going to be a big issue. That and the defense. Trafford looked great for Burnley in the Championship, but these first 2 games, he hasn't looked too strong. Okay, he made some good saves at the end of the game, but I have to be convinced by him at the top level. But from an Arsenal perspective, look, Odegaard and Saka going down. Hopefully it's not, long-term injuries. Hopefully it's nothing serious. They can be back soon. But Arsenal, look, 3 set pieces. Urian Timber, this guy's like 5'10". How does he keep doing this? I feel like this guy's always a threat in the box. His leap, his physicality. When I talk about Man City lacking that oomph, you look at Rice, you look at Timber, you look at Gabriel Saliba. Look at guys with oomph, Gyökeres, oomph, strength, power, pace. That's what you need in this Premier League. Timber twice from corner kicks. The second one was a bit of a scramble, but the first one was a great header, an exceptional header, kind of facing away from goal. Putting so much neck power in your neck to be able to angle that into the corner is a great finish. Saka, who this right-footed rooftop finish is kind of becoming a thing in his bag. In the last 2 seasons, he's been really racking up those kind of goals. It's always a great tool in your arsenal, no pun intended, to be a left-footed right winger that you can still use your right foot to rifle 5 or so goals throughout the course of the season. It's a great tool. Something that Salah's kind of added later in his career, but didn't really have that anywhere in the beginning of his Prem career. So that's good. Gyökeres, and this is a goal that we're probably going to see a lot. Him running on that left channel, cutting in, and just finding a finish. And this celebration, that's hard. Like, I don't like Arsenal. I don't want them to succeed or anything like that. But that's tough. That's tough. So good for him. I said in my predictions video, I said this guy's gonna score 20 goals in Premier League. It's not a crazy thought because Arsenal create so many chances. Even when they don't create chances, look at Max Dowman. They can generate so many penalties this season, and Gyökeres can just eat off of it. You have Max Dowman, you have Ethan Nwaneri, you have Saka. You have Odegaard. You're kind of building a little, maybe too many left-footed, small, techie little players. You need some of those on the left-hand side. You need some more of the Eze variants. Oh, and Eze, the presentation, great presentation. Happy for him. He genuinely looked happy to be, back home because it was an Arsenal youth product. So these 2 games, yes, let's not take too much from these games, right? It's a great win for Arsenal, but it is Leeds. Okay, I had Leeds going down, and I think a lot of us had Leeds going down. Just because they beat Everton last week doesn't mean they're a good team. Leeds are still a championship level team. Like, let's remember that. But it's a great win. Anytime you win 5-0, it's a great win, great performance. Timber, Rice, Gyökeres all stood out to me. Great performances from all 3 of them. So Arsenal performed well, and you can only beat who's ahead of you. Now, going into the game against Liverpool next week, the tail is going to be high. Liverpool have to respond against Newcastle. Otherwise, that's going to be an extremely difficult game for them. So they have to respond. But it's the second game of the season. Everybody kind of slow down and don't overreact and say, oh, Arsenal are going to win the league. Man City are going to struggle. Let's get to October. Let's get to November, 5-10 games, and kind of see what the season's gonna look like, what to expect from both of these teams. Are Odegaard and Saka injured for that long? Right? Is there serious injuries? Because if they are, then who knows what's gonna happen with Arsenal? Right? You're gonna have to put a lot of pressure on Nwaneri, and I don't know if they want to start playing Dowman. They're definitely not gonna start playing Dowman. What am I saying? They're gonna start playing him. So Nwaneri, you're next up if any one of those guys goes out. or maybe Eze. Maybe this is the chance for Eze to kind of just jump into the lineup and just snatch the spot. So Arsenal, it's a great win. Man City is a terrible loss, but for Spurs and Arsenal, the two London clubs, exceptional performances. Spurs, I didn't have them in my top 5 because I thought the Champions League would hamper them. But if they build out the squad a little bit, losing out at Eze is a big loss. And it looks like Sevilla not happy, so their squad is going to be a little bit thin. And that's why I think when Champions League starts, September, October, November, you might start to see them kind of fall away. But for now, they're playing well. They're performing well, and they look exceptional. And I'm happy for Thomas Frank. I've always liked him as a manager. I wanted to see him do well. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Thoughts on Man City, thoughts on Spurs, thoughts on Arsenal, thoughts on Leeds. Do you see Leeds going down? Do you see Arsenal winning the league? Do you see Man City challenging for the title? Do you see Spurs challenging for top 4? What are your kind of thoughts on what we've seen this week, today specifically? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, Road to 250, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Peace out.